welcome to Miss Martin Muses. Welcome to Miss Martin Muses, where we muse upon what makes me laugh, makes me cry, makes me happy, makes me sad, or just really ticks me off. Well, today we're talking about something that scared the crap out of me and does make me happy because whenever you have a good story that you can't stop turning the pages, then it's a good book. That's just how I feel about it, and I will die on that hill, and I'll throw a nuclear bomb in the middle of all this. I will include Twilight with that. But if it kept turning, I want to welcome back again my usual panel. We have all the way from where she is. It is Rennie, Princess Rennie.
Good morning, Teresa. Good morning, Stieg. I think Stieg is still getting his morning tea because he's in Downton Abbey, and you can't wake up without your tea.
Exactly. He's having his Earl Grey. He's like, please, Carson, I've told you that the temperature of my tea must be between, I don't know, whatever the hell tea's supposed to be.
Hot enough to keep your mug warm, but cool enough to drink.
Yeah.
What?
Oh, we were making fun of you.
Warming your
Steve.
mugs, Renee.
Wouldn't you like to know?
Oh gosh, Steve. No. Well, but technically, the proper way to drink tea is not in a mug; it's in a tea.
Yeah, it's a tiny teacup, so you have to refill it all the time.
Well, now that you mention it,
I have a big cup.
Yeah, because that's why I keep having to pour. But you see, there's something that's very satisfactory about pouring a new cup of tea. It
sounds rather boring.
Ha 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 ha. Well,
and
I
tedious.
guess
Oh dear.
Well, and the man who needs no introduction, but I give it to him anyways, all the way up from the north, all the way from the north and the future, where he can see the northern lights whenever he wants and chooses not to. So we hate him. It is the one, the only, the Viking himself, Steve Kenobi.
Hi.
Hi, how's the future?
Dark. Lots of stars out, though.
Oh, damn it.
Well, that's what happens when it gets dark.
Yeah. Well, you see, I have too much light pollution where I live, so I don't usually get to see the stars. One of these days, though, and I'm going to see those damn northern lights. I tell you what.
I know. Same
It's
here.
going to happen. Well, let's say hi to our chat. It's Jacob Ironside. Good morning, Teresa, Rennie, and Stieg. And so, Snortopoopas Kubur, hello, humans and other critters. Yes, and I saw you over on the priest, the father's stream. That was a lot of fun. Jacob Ironside was saying hello to himself. Sir Stiggington Snodsworthy the Fourth.
Okay, I'll take it.
Dang it, Steve, you are a bad influence. Jacob Ironside says, I've got my cup of English tea time. El Messiah, why, hello there. Also from the future. If you slurp your tea or coffee, you're a bad person. That is true.
You're an animal.
Yeah. Well, we got a lot of, he is an animal. He's a snail, and we've got a polar bear. Frankly, we have more animals than humans in our chat today. Of course, there are those that are lurking. Hello, and all those that will be watching on the replay or later, maybe when you've read the book. Thank you for being here. We love talking about good humor. I'm still dying, though. Stieg was in the chat of the Nerd Father. I was on this right before I came here, and we were trying to think of different ways to say Mittler, and he goes, put an SH.
Oh, no.
And take away the S before the H or something. It's like, I don't know why. I've never heard of that before, but it made me laugh because I'm apparently 11 years old. We're taking over. Yes, they are. It's Snortopoopas. But no, good times. Oh, I just noticed, Steve, that you've been going to the gym.
Yes.
Looking pretty buff.
Well, yeah.
I only went once, though.
Michael Gruber. Yeah, it's funny. I like people. Snail Messiah says, Stieg, would you like to talk about our Lord and Savior C3PO? Oh my gosh, no.
No, I don't trust him.
Yeah, well, the real C3PO is okay, I suppose.
Yeah.
But sometimes I feel a little snarky about the actor, but that's not really him, so it doesn't, count.
Yeah, he really is pretty prissy in real life. I did meet Anthony Daniels a few years back at the Dallas Comic-Con, and yeah, he is a very prissy gentleman.
Mhm.
I can attest to that.
Yeah, he's playing himself.
Pretty much.
Mhm. All right. Well, we're continuing with our discussion of the Elfstones of Shannara. I was going to say yes, Snail. That's what I was too kind to say. Tyrone Lethbridge. Good morning, peoples. Good morning, Rennie A. Oh, did he change his name?
Yeah. Yes and no. That is technically his name.
Oh yeah, because he's usually a beard.
That's right.
Oh no. Snorta Poopus. I'm going to try to arrange confession time with the fathers, but I'd need to set aside about 3 1-hour blocks.
Ain't that the truth?
Well, what can a polar bear do? Technically, you're not responsible for your actions.
Well, they can be polarizing.
Matt G brought the bacon. No, actually, it was pretty cool. We had a good discussion about World War II, so I like World War II. Does the elk race need a human sacrifice to be born? Says Jacob Ironside.
Ooh, that's pretty dark.
That's
Yeah,
dark.
They're gonna cut Will open.
He has to plant the seed in himself.
Yeah, shove the Elfstones right up his, and then kill him.
Snail Messiah says, "Is he bipolar?" Ha ha ha. Yeah, okay. Now this week I really made sure that I'm going to have all of my chapters agree with what I'm talking about and also to what we agreed. I made it whenever I need to remember something, I write it down. So I did in our little chat so that we wouldn't forget, and most importantly, I wouldn't forget since I'm the daggone person who's supposed to be leading this thing. Hail the Lord says son of a biatch. How are you guys doing? We're doing great. Yes, we are doing great. Yeah, because your name and the greeting agreed. Oh my gosh.
What?
Sir Stieg. Thank you for. He's finally doxing himself. This is his true face.
Called it, Downton Abbey. No.
Oh my goodness, is this true? Rennie would not allow me to grow a mustache for the wedding, even if I got a brigadier uniform on eBay. What's wrong with you, Rennie?
Well, he's supposed to have a mustache with that woman.
I don't like mustaches.
You don't have to look at him.
He looked at into buying a brigadier uniform for the wedding because Brigadier Lethbridge from Doctor Who. And I was like, yeah, but he's like, but I'm gonna have to grow a mustache. I'm like, yeah, no go.
Well, you could shave it off right after.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, oops, that's the wrong button. We do not want the free for all. No, not yet. We're not going to go crazy yet. Okay, chapter 15. Here we go. I put the wrong banner. Everyone's saying hello to each other. We like people saying hello to each other because even though deep down I am a horrible, cold-hearted human being, I sometimes it melts a little bit when I see people saying hi and enjoying the discussion
Yeah.
and all of sorts of other things.
You're supposed
So,
to say, hello, how do you do?
so yes, thank you, Sistig. Snail Messiah says you get him to shave. You get to shave him on the wedding night. That's kind of kinky. It. I'll take your word for it. Friendliest chat on YouTube. That is true. It is a friendly chat.
Yeah.
And I am ashamed of myself for not meeting your standards because you guys are so nice. And
stop.
informative.
You're like the nicest person here.
Yeah. What? Who's the nicest person here?
You,
I don't know.
Teresa.
You should see her play Conan D&D.
I was gonna
okay.
say, you see, you haven't seen what Steeg has seen.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty cutthroat when it comes to competitions or games, so I understand that completely. I don't like to lose. I refuse to lose, and if I lose, then I'm gonna burn the place down. Just saying.
Yeah,
Well.
let's not invite her.
Yeah. Tyrone says, no, I could be Magnum PI out after the wedding. Boom, chicka, wow, wow. Ooh.
Oh, Lord.
Actually, that's kind of... Okay, I'm interested, Tyrone. You've got my attention. Not you, of course. You're taken, but it's that would be an awesome... Yeah, and make him wear like a leather jacket and then...
No, he's supposed to wear a Hawaiian shirt. Come on.
Oh, a Hawaiian shirt. You're right.
Yeah, Indiana Jones wears a leather jacket.
That's right.
Or
And I'm
shorts.
thinking of... Okay, so he wears a Hawaiian shirt and... Yeah.
Imagine if someone was named Diana Jones and you married her, and then on the wedding night you'd be in Diana Jones.
Ha ha ha. Well, I can tell you who's not in Diana Jones. It is Will and Al-Anon and all of our friends from the Elfstones of Shannara. I always like to give a little bit of a chance for folks to tell their overall thoughts about what's going on, and let me roll for it.
Just do Rennie first. She hasn't read it before, so first impressions, right?
Oh, okay, fine.
Plus, she's a lady. Ladies go first.
I think he says Steeg.
Steeg. Well, and to be fair, she actually won the roll, so because she's even in your odd, Steeg.
Yeah,
so.
well, she's competitive apparently, so be glad she did.
All right, let's hear it.
So yeah, first impressions, pretty good chapter. Some creepiness and some just desserts, in my opinion. I know that's not very nice, but there is also some heartwarming things that happen as well. So overall, good read. So I've thoroughly enjoyed them. As you guys know, I always read them twice to make sure it sticks in my brain and to catch all the details. Because, the first time around when it's, your first time reading a book, it's like, wait, what all happened? Or what is that a reference to? So I always like to just make sure that I catch all the little details that I can. But it was great. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I think that he's definitely a master of... I call it the page turning. Yeah, and you want to see, you're right about what you want to see, what's going to be happening next.
Yeah.
And some of the character analysis moments I found very poignant.
Yeah, he ended the series a couple of years ago, and he did it well.
Yay!
So I wouldn't say it was fantastic, but it didn't do anything wrong either. So finishing a series that you started in 1977 is probably not an easy thing.
No.
Yeah.
But
and we're
he
here,
did it, and
45 years later. That's amazing.
Yeah, and a lot of the main series, fantasy ongoing ones, have been finished in the last few years. The Wheel of Time ended. Terry Goodkind's Sword of Truth, that one ended spectacularly, perfect, and Raymond Feist's Rift War. So, yeah, the only ones that's still going is George Martin and the Dritz books.
That's true. Well, and technically, the Dragonlance.
Yeah, kind of. However,
Yeah.
they're rebooting it. That's what's happening.
Yeah, it's terrible. Yeah. Well, and for these people, I mean, it's been with them their whole lives. It's like their baby, you know. It's
Yeah. Imagine it's probably kind of like quitting your job after 40 years
yeah,
Yeah.
with the characters being your friends and all.
Be all bittersweet.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
So basically, all the good stuff ended, and all the other stuff turned to shit in a few years.
I don't know.
Yeah, and it's amazing how quickly it did. Or maybe what's really going on is that we don't have people replacing the old great fantasy people.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello, Tommy. Thank you for being here. Yeah. Rennie doesn't like mustaches. I'm a bearded man, you stash phobe. Okay, says Jacob Ironside. Oh my goodness.
I will gladly take that title. It's just, it screams porn star. Okay. It just really does.
Is that so wrong?
Well,
You know when they
depending on what you're
do when they do soft porn movies where you can't see the genitals and stuff,
doing.
and they film the guy from below or something like. It always looks like they're moving furniture.
Well, you heard it here first at Miss Martin Music. Breaking news. All right, what do you think, Stieg, about these chapters?
Oh, great! I'm glad to be rereading this book because this is where my non-Tolkien fantasy started with this book, and I guess I got lucky because it's a damn good one.
Yay! Yes.
And it's going to get better in the next few chapters.
Oh gosh, because I mean, so far it's been really fun and good. So
Yeah.
It's gonna get tense.
gonna get tense. It's already tense. Darn it.
Yeah, it's 100% more tense.
Oh well, you heard it here first. And second, we hear a lot of things here first. To Miss Martin Muses. I'm here to clean the pool, says Tyrone. Oh well.
Oh, no.
Well, hey, that's useful.
I
Yeah.
hear your plumbing's clogged up, madam.
Well, the pool boy scenario.
Yeah, but I'm just like, dang, Stieg.
Like, holy crap.
Yeah, people come in, they're like, I'm the hell out of here. What's this?
What's going on here?
Yeah.
I thought this was about a book.
Okay. Oh, how did I lose my banner? I had the banner up here.
I don't know.
All right. Well, maybe it was when I was.
Well, you're a Christian. You're supposed to hold the banners high. What's wrong with you?
Oh, no.
I guess I'm a failure. Oh my gosh. Okay. So we're in chapter 15. Will and Amberly, they're with the Rovers, and he's getting quite a scolding. Will's getting quite a scolding from Amberly. He's totally hungover, and maybe a little bit of jealousy, though I don't know if it's jealousy. So it's still too early. I don't know if they're supposed to be a couple, Will and Amberly, if that's where they're going, or if she was just completely annoyed with him because dag nabbit, it's dangerous. So for him to sit around and be an idiot, getting drunk with people that he doesn't know that he can trust them.
Oh, it's jealousy. She's a woman. Eritrea showed more cleavage. Jealousy.
Oh,
Well, I kind of got a little bit of that as well on the jealousy thing, but I do feel like Amberly is very untrusting of like everyone. So there's a lot of that too.
yeah. And she's earned it. She's earned it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Will kind of pulls out of his buttocks. He's like, well, I was trying to fit in with them. And he gives us a bit of background about the way rovers are. He says they travel in families, and family is quote unquote, they sell, trade their wives and children to other camps. And it's a very patriarchal society. Women are considered subservient to men. It's what they call the way. Women are to serve and obey the men.
That is the way.
It is the way, according to them. Literally, yeah, I was going to say I was expecting that. But then you living in Downton Abbey, a lot of women's liberation hasn't happened yet.
Nor will it.
He said that's why I treated sick. So I think he's pulling that a little bit out of his butt. And then he's like, rovers have little use for outsiders. I'm like, thank you, Captain Obvious. My gosh. And then she's like, Eritrea has more than a passing interest in you. Yeah. And then he tries to say, it was necessary for them to believe I, wasn't smarter than them. And he goes, I cannot help what Eritrea thinks about me. I'm like, you cocky little brat. And then she goes, I only hope you don't give us away by being foolish. I think he's thinking with
his dick.
Yeah,
I was trying to come up with a kinder euphemism. Yeah,
I mean that's what I was thinking. I'm like, boy, get your head out of the clouds and stop thinking with your dick. I mean, that's just pretty much how it feels during that time. It's like, focus. This is not why you're here. You got stuff you have to do.
Get your head out of your pants. But also there's a little bit of gossip, which I believe is foreshadowing, that there is a demon about. And they're like, a demon. But of course, Will and herself are like, crap, there's a demon about, because they really know literally that there's a demon around, and they're being warned, the rovers are being warned not to go toward where they're going.
Yeah, and I think it's interesting. I don't know if you guys caught this, but it sounded kind of like a lot of the rovers were kind of taking it seriously, and the leader was just like, nah, we'd be all right. It's like, dude, no. No, you won't.
Yeah. And then herself, Eritrea, I hope I'm saying her name right, she comes to talk to Will, says that they don't trust you, they don't believe that the elven girl is your sister, and then she reveals that she belongs to Cephalo. So it's like, ew. So it's not just a ward, it's a ward, if you know what I mean. But she says he's a leader, he has respect and position, I benefit from this. But then she's like, I like you. And she wants him to take her with him. And he's all, no. She says, I don't want to be sold a second time. And he's like, I can't tell you why, but I can't. And this is where I feel she got a little bit fatal attraction. She goes, I am for you, Will Almsford. And that's basically how the chapter ends.
Yeah, it was really weird, though. He doesn't know her, so why should he trust her to take her along? I didn't understand that, and then she gets a little crazy. But yeah, I basically saw her as Cephalo's concubine, so to speak, as well as adoptive daughter for appearance sakes. But it was just really weird and creepy.
Yes. I just see boiling bunnies in the future with this relationship.
Yeah, and I see her being like her sex appeal is what she uses to hypnotize people like Will. I mean, we don't know that Will is the first person that, they've come across and tried to swindle like this,
Mm-hmm.
So how many times has he used her to like try to seduce someone and then take advantage?
Correct. Exactly. Or how many people has she tried to get to rescue her? Rescue me. We all know what the danger of that. I want to move to the chat here. Tyrone says Stieg is on fire today.
What?
Well done, Stieg. Snail Messiah, patriarchy. Jacob Ironside says this is the way Rennie can't tell any man not to grow a mustache. Oh, because you're supposed to obey the men. Tommy says that's a problem with a lot of newer fans. They hate physically reading books and prefer audio. Doing the audio takes away from the imaginative aspect of reading the stories. It can. It can. I definitely know that when you read the book, that's when you get the full experience of it.
Yeah,
But it's
because well, reading is active, listening is passive.
yes, yes to both comments. Steve. Zach says, "Happy Saturday." Well, hello, Zach. Thank you for being here. People are saying hi to Zach's. Timon, Brazil forever. Just passing to leave a like. Yeah, are your people playing today? I didn't pay attention. Um, I'm sorry. It's Argentina.
What do you mean, your people?
Oh no.
The Brazilian, the football team. I didn't mean anything more. Yeah. Everyone's saying hi. Denmark. Oh, Timon says Denmark just tied against France. Wow. Was that the final
Yeah,
score?
yeah. A couple of the groups are getting pretty damn interesting because all of them can be knocked out pretty much in the next round.
Dang. That was unexpected. Well, the U.S., they're screwed because they're, even though they keep tying or they're not getting any points, they're not scoring.
Yeah, the problem is though that the teams around them aren't getting much points either. So the U.S. still has a chance.
Oh, okay. Oh, Luffy's got here. Hello, thank you for
Oh,
being
sorry,
here.
the France Denmark one is not finished.
Okay, so
It's
just
1-1.
okay. Luffy's God says the Vikings were the first feminist. Women and men were more equal than 1,000 years ago. We are progressive people. Time to forgive the Vikings.
There's nothing to forgive. We've done nothing
Oh,
wrong.
yeah. Well, it was a different time. Vikings founded all the cities that in Ireland, so if we wouldn't have had cities. But then again, maybe that was a good thing. Hail Lore says audiobooks are very useful when you are working, but need to know what happens next in the story. Good point. And I do a lot of rereading with audio. Jacob Ironside says, you people, Stig beat me to it. Zach says, it's a very strange World Cup. I would agree with that. Hello, Boosh. Thank you for being here. Snail Messiah says, back in the 80s, the French actually headbutt one of the Danish players, and it was hard. It would seem they're doing better now. Yeah. Well, there was one in 2000, too.
Yeah.
2006, I believe.
Headbutted an Italian in the chest. That was his last game, too. He retired after that.
Well, I guess he figured he was going to go out with a bang.
Yeah.
Zach says Viking reparations. What would you give us, Steve?
Nothing.
Well, there you go. No reparations.
Rude.
Yeah, Vikings don't give reparations; they take reparations. Denmark and Nora says, Snail Messiah says Denmark and Norway hung out a lot back then. We did nothing wrong. You see, Snail Messiah, we did nothing wrong. We see beautiful people around Northern Europe. You can thank the Vikings for boosting the DNA pool of Europe.
Oh dear.
Well, he's not entirely wrong. Simone says Denmark versus France, 20 minutes left. Brazil is not playing today. Argentina may be out of it if they lose. Yay! Now back to the game. Okay, that's what I figured. You're watching football, and I completely understand needing to watch the World Cup. Well, there's a reason why a lot of cities were started around monasteries, because what they would all do is they would go, hey, that's where all the riches are. They figured that out. They'd take out the monasteries because it was like a bunch of monks sitting around chanting. They would say, then let's kind of hang out here. This is kind of cool. And then they'd build little cities. So cities will start. Go and look. It's really cool. Go and look for the monastery or whatever in a town you can find, or a city. you can find the origins of it. So, just saying. Jacob Ironside says, Vikings stole my ancestors' money. Looks like I'm going to have to pay myself. Yeah. Yeah, what do you do if you are of Norwegian, or not Norwegian, rather, Scandinavian ancestry, but not. You see, it doesn't make any sense. Forget it. Reparations suck. Okay. Let's get back onto the chapter. We're going to go ahead and move on to chapter 16. Chapter 16, if and see if there's any boiling bunnies. I can, I guess, give a spoiler and say no. But what does happen is, what do they call it? An earthquake. There was some sound at first. Was it thunder that they thought?
It was a howling.
Oh, yeah. But it was a sound that at first they weren't entirely sure. Yeah, it says dinner, a booming cough. Oh, cough. They described it as a cough at first. And then they're starting to freak out. They're like, demon. They're like, no, it's not a demon. And then it's yes, it is a demon, damn it.
Yeah.
So we get this big ass action scene in this chapter. And so this is the first time that Will decides to try to use the Elfstones. And at first it doesn't work. And if I'm correct, if I understood what happened in the chapter correctly, it was because he didn't believe, or his spirit, or something like that. And then
Yeah.
It almost, it reminded me a little bit of Fright Night, where they're like, you have to have faith. So the final time when the creature was almost on top of him, there was no hesitation, no confusion within him now. Driving inward, he smashed aside the barrier that stood between himself and the power of the stone, smashed it aside through strength of will born of desperation in need, without understanding what it was. And then it grew, and the Elfstones lashed out at the demon. This time the creature could not withstand the elven magic. Its massive form erupted in flames and became a pillar of blinding light, deep blue in the night, then exploded. Sorry. For an instant, it burned deep blue in the night, then exploded into ash and was gone. See, that's some serious, powerful ass magic there.
Yeah, I agree. And yeah, I want to say that I was kind of thinking the same thing on Will. It's just his like either lack of confidence or something was just holding him back until he had to be like, nope, I need to get my head on straight and get this done. So
He actually he kind of got it up right after he saw Eritrea.
That goes along with what Jacob says. The Elfstones get whipped out, for crying out loud. And
Yeah, he whipped out the blue balls, kind of, because the Elfstones are blue, and then sent a column into the demon and exploded it.
No, don't do this. Don't do this. Yeah, hey, Lord, what the hell book is this? Or WTF book is this? Genie Mac. And understandably, now with different context, Cephalo is pissed off at him. It's like, tell me who you are. You're more than a simple healer. And then he's like, back off. What? Just go. And when he wants asks for his horse back, he gives him the horse. Like, just take your horse, get out of here. Oh, goodbye. I want no more of either of you. And then Eritrea, he says goodbye to her. She goes, we will meet again because I'm a stalker. And 5 minutes later, Will and Amberly rode Artek north out of the rover camp and disappeared into the night. Dun, dun, dun.
Ooh.
So they escaped, but they've got Eritrea on their tail. So, I don't know. this was more of an action thing, and I guess the climax. Oh gosh, darn it! The climax of it all was when Will was able to successfully use the magic.
Yeah, I agree with that. And it was, I don't know about when, well, Steve, you already knew what happened, but when you were reading this, Teresa, it's like, what is this cough all about? And then it's like, ah, crap, there's something watching them. I figured it was going to be like a person and not like a demon.
Mm-hmm.
So that was pretty interesting. But yeah, definitely a little creepy. But it was cool when Will finally figured out how to use the Elfstones. But at the same time, it's like, dude, just make it work. Figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
Come on. You don't have time.
Yeah.
So I was getting a little nervous.
Yeah. Yeah. Was it on 24? I always think about that. There is no time. We are running out of time. The nuclear bomb's about to go off. Just a second. I need to mute myself a minute.
Okay.
Okay, it's over.
Oh, that's cool.
There was a loud protest I just wanted to spare you all from.
Oh, from a kitty cat?
Yeah, she was trying to get onto the keyboard and I had to do something about it. All right. So, I mean, to me, that's all that there's really is from this chapter. And then the next one is also basically a big action deal, chapter 17. They were running off on, let me get its name right. I'm going to get it wrong. I didn't write down. Thank you. I didn't write down the friggin' name of the friggin' horse, and I keep forgetting it. Yes.
Artak.
Yes. Thank you, Stieg and Rennie. Yeah. So off they go. They're like, we got to get to Arbalon. Is this the one? Oh, but they do pause. I'm sorry. Before there's a big action scene, Amberly goes, do you mind if I ask you something? And
important conversation, really.
I'm sorry?
It's an important conversation, really.
Oh, it's a very important conversation. Yeah. But whenever a woman starts off with something like that, do you mind if I ask you something? It's the man tenses up and he's like, it depends. And she's like, if you don't want to, he's like, no. Because she asked him if he hurt himself when he used the Elfstones. And he talked about there being a block within him that he broke through, but that there was also something unpleasant happening within him. And she said, maybe the elven magic is harmful to you in some way. He's like, well, my grandfather never said anything. She points out it's a magic born of the spirit, and the spirit is never a constant. And then she goes, I don't think you should use the Elfstones again. This is the first time I got a hint that elven magic might be bad. I don't know if I've been missing it all along. She says elven magic is nothing to be toyed with. Wounds of the body may be treated, but what of the wounds of the spirit? So it seems to me, Steek, that she's saying the elves using this magic harms your soul?
Well, maybe especially him, given that he's barely an elf. Because his grandfather was a half-elf.
Oh.
So Will is very watered down.
Okay, so that could be why. All right. Yeah, everyone's telling me now because he's not a full-blood elf. I see.
He's vaccinated.
Oh no. Well, if the stream suddenly goes away, you know exactly what's going on. Let me see. Do I have anything else here with this chapter? Oh yeah, and then I mean with that conversation, but it does put you on edge because the whole purpose of him being here is he's supposed to use the Elfstones. That's why he was chosen. So and now she's saying don't use it.
Well, the Elfstones were given to him. They have to be given freely. So he's the only one.
So could Alanon be putting him out to his death?
Yeah.
Damn. Gosh, it sucks to be these people.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. So anyway, so off they go, and then once again, there's a big old thing chasing them. I forget, is it a demon or a wolf or something, but something evil and bad.
It was a pack of wolves.
Pack of wolves. Okay, so it was a pack of wolves.
They basically sensed the use of the Elfstones.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well, and that's also part of the problem as well. Yeah. Kind of like the ring, actually.
Yeah.
They can sense the magic, but they get to a desperate point in Artak, because now it's on my notes for this chapter. They're riding along with him, and he goes, Will says, I just got it. I got to use these Elfstones. And right before he does, Amberly screamed because through the mouth of the valley flew a monstrous black creature with leathered rings that spanned the line of 2 ridges and a head hooked and bent like some twisted limb. So it's like, fuck. But of course, what is it? He lost control of the horse and he lost all sense of all direction, and he had about given up hope when a tall black form appeared. Oh my goodness, who could that be? It is Alanon coming to save us from our codependency. And it was, rather, that was a bad joke. Okay, it was Alanon. He's like, are you all right? And they're like, Will. And he's like, this flying thing, and it almost got us. And finally, Alanon is like, you got to get to Arborlon tonight. Will's like, how do you get here? He says, I might ask you the same question. Now, this is what's interesting. When they disappeared into the big light at the river to see the river dude, the king of the Silver River, Alanon wasn't able to follow them or even see what happened. He just said, I just saw a light. So Alanon was kind of kept out of it. And he tried to get some information out of Amberly, and all she could really say is he said something about joining. And at that moment, a flicker of understanding happened. Because Alanon knows the truth of what's going all along, because that's his thing. Oh, and then Will points out, how many times have they almost got me, these demons and these wolves and all these other weird-ass creatures? And Alanon's like, too many times. And then at this point, Amberly loses her crap a bit. I would be much happier if I'd never seen either one of you. She was so angry, she was almost in tears. I can relate to that. When I get really mad, I cry.
Yeah, I can totally understand that.
So she's pretty upset, but Alanon's being all nice. He says, don't be too quick to judge her. The girl's had a lot of stress. She needs a square of chocolate. And the chapter ends with them deciding, okay, we need to go off, keep going on our journey, and grudgingly Will followed. So this was like a half exposition, half action, half the return of Alanon. It's like every time Alanon comes, I feel we level up in the game. Am I right, Rennie?
Yeah. Sorry, choice of words have me giggling. But yeah, you're right. So every time he shows up, it's just like, all right, everything's gonna be okay now, or oh, we defeated this guy or whatever. So I definitely agree with that, and it feels like, I don't know about you, but I feel like the characters are safe when he's around. Feel a lot more comfortable with the situation they're going through if they've got him having their backs.
Yeah, because he's a powerful druid, for crying out loud. Yeah, and I totally relate to Amberly's meltdown. By this point, poor girl. It's like, I don't even want to be a chose anymore. That's why I left. And then these guys keep getting her killed. Jacob Ironside asks, Amberly has to join with the Elcrease seed? Oh, dear. Maybe? I don't know. But of course, Steve, you know the answer to all this, right?
Yeah. We'll go aha at the end.
I'll go aha. Okay, so he's going to, but also joining with the Elcrease seed. Well, if joining with seed, we suddenly got a little bit dirty here, but for crying out loud, these writers should have known better.
It's foreshadowing just being sappy, right?
Oh. Dang it. Yeah, probably out of all of these chapters today, this one was my least favorite, if that makes any sense. It's like, okay, I got some exposition, but I'm almost getting tired of being chased. We're all gonna die. Then something magic happens, whether it's Al-Anon, whether it's the King of the Silver River, or even the Elfstones.
I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty tense. So I was like, oh, come on, not again. Always having to run from something. This is like so bad. These poor people, because
Oh, this is Run from Danger, the novel.
Oh, okay, so I'm gonna get more of it, even more.
Yes.
Damn it. Because I don't know if you got like the kind of despair that I got in this, Teresa, but like, it's like Artak's getting tired. He's not going to be able to run much more, but he's going for the moment, and it's like,
yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. It was tense, it was scary, and all that. But I'm just saying, it's like, enough already. Maybe
so much despair.
Yeah. Okay, as I'm saying it out loud, now I'm thinking, but maybe this had to happen for Amberly to get to that point where she's like, I don't want to see Eddie again. And then some of her emotions in these next chapters. Yeah. Well, this is what I felt a little bit too. Hail the Lore says, sounds like plot armor when it comes to danger and being saved. You see, that's maybe the part I'm not so crazy about.
Yeah.
A little bit.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I think that's what I was feeling. Okay, anything else before we go on to chapter 17? I mean, chapter 18.
I don't, like I said, kind of like you, I just was very like, oh no, not again. But I will say that like last moment where it's like, are they going to make it to the forest? It's like, oh, come on. So that was pretty intense. And, they introduced the Furies again, because that's what was chasing them until the winged thing started coming after them. It's like, I don't want to see the Furies anymore. I don't like them.
Remember in the earlier chapters, the main demon was calling some kind of winged creature from the north.
Maybe that was it.
Yeah, I think maybe it might have been.
But I will say, it was nice that no matter how hard they were going, it's like they kept making it sound like Artak was going to fail or falter. And he wound up making it through and finding a sudden burst of speed at the end, and then they made it to Al-Anon. So it's okay. But yeah, it was pretty intense for me. And
Artak's been the MVP so far.
I know, he really is. He's a good boy. He's a good horsey.
Yeah, good boy. But I'll tell you what, Stieg, if he dies, There's gonna be
Oh,
hell to pay.
Well, I didn't write the damn book, and I don't remember if he dies or not.
he
Oh,
better not.
yeah.
It's not okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, it does sound like we're
Eritrea,
blaming you. I'm not blaming you. I'm just
Eritrea boils him to make sure Will falls in love.
puts the horse's head in his bed.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Jacob Ironside says, I like books that make you go, aha. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
precisely. Yeah. Oh, all right. Well, chapter 18. Now, this was the one that I I liked this, maybe because I just like the elves. I do like the elves. And it was good to see them again. It was good to see Eventine again. And Amberly finally got her moment before this, this council, this obviously very emotional reunion because she betrayed them and she's very well aware of that. And but you could see Eventine was really happy she was here and he really wanted to see her, but Eleanor was like, in an hour, in an hour.
Oh,
And
and the council, what's his name? Pan Dannon was in there too. The general from the previous book.
yes, I was excited. Commander of the Elven army, the king's oldest and closest friend.
They made him
Yay.
sound so like elderly though. Did you guys not get that from the chapter?
Yeah. Well, he is. It's
Yeah. But
he was
he's
10
younger than Eventine, and they said he looked older or something like that.
he was 10 years younger than the king. He looked at least that much older. His face seemed like dry wood. It says scarred and knotted from a lifetime of combat. So
Yeah.
I guess if you get the crap kicked out of you all the time, that's what'll happen to you. Yeah, it's Ovaltine. I remember. Yes, you see, I know I'm bad with names. I couldn't remember the name of the damn horse a few minutes ago. I'm a visual person. It is, and I am not ashamed because I like Ovaltine anyways, and I would like Elven tea.
What if you picture the character with holding a name tag?
Wait a second. That
It's gonna
might.
it's gonna work.
Oh my gosh, you're right. There we go. I will have to because I'm just making a visualization. The second you said it, I'm seeing. Uh, I can't remember his name. Wait, it's not working yet. Aztec,
Artak.
Artak, Artak. He is wearing. Okay, he's now got it around his neck. It's a little bell for some reason because he's a horse, and it's got Artak on the front of it, and it's
Wait,
gold.
why would horses wear bells?
I
Cows do that.
I know, but I'm visualizing him with a bell. Okay, it's a big thing like a bell, but it doesn't ring, and it's copper, and there's a Q on the end that's red, and A that is blue, and it's Artak. There we go. Thank you. Even Hail the Lord says even in real life war ages man. Oh hell yes. Well, hello Windology. Thank you for being here. Hello. Thank you. You just came in while I'm doing a visualization thing. I should do what I do with my own people. Sorry, I was testing my cloak device. Oh, okay, Snortopupus, that's good. Rolling chairs, why hello there. A whole bunch of people coming in. Thank you very much. Talking a little bit about some other things. Corey Cochran, thank you for being here. Yeah, and then the R in RTAC is going to have green on it. Yay! So thank you for everyone that's coming in. If you haven't given me a like, share, and subscribe, please do so. I do appreciate you all being here. We talk about good fantasy and fun things, and I like to muse. I also like to teach. That's my thing. So, what do I have here? I have, the Emer Kios. It's, I don't think we've seen him before. And you do know, okay. And then they all start arguing a little bit. And the king's like, Alanon, you are welcome. Please come to say what you have to say. He's like, already the demons your forefathers imprisoned within begin to break loose once more. So he's giving a little bit of exposition in the chat here. And he's like, the Elcrease is the key to your preservation. And I decided I would help the elves in two ways. First, I would travel to Paranor, to the castle of the druids, and there search the histories of my predecessors in an effort to learn the secret of the word safehold. I have done this. I've discovered, and then number two, I've discovered where the blood fire can be found. Dun, dun, dun. And then I told the king as well, oh, this is the second, that I would seek out one who might bear the seed. Gosh darn it. Now I'm seeing all this sort of stuff. I have done this also. I brought that person with me to Abernon, and it is very dramatic. He has her in a cloak, and it's what do you call it? Very dramatic. And then very
Yes.
slowly she takes it off, and they're all like, oh, it's her. And they're all mad, and he's like, only a chosen one. And they're all like kind of being all upset. Arian is all mad. Take her out of here. Take her back to wherever you found her. And he keeps saying, listen, trust me. She's as upset as everybody. She doesn't want to be here. And I just feel so bad for Amberly at this point.
Well, but like, I also enjoyed the fact that Eventide seemed to be so happy to see her. Because do you guys remember in the earlier chapters? He's like, no, Alanon, we are not going to bring her into this. She's not one of the chosen anymore. He seemed very offended by the idea and not interested in seeing her or reconnecting with her. And then as soon as he sees her, he is just overcome with joy for seeing his granddaughter. And I just thought that was very sweet. And it was heartwarming for me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And it's hard. Obviously there's a lot of emotions here. Gosh darn it. All right. So to make a very long story short, they decide to vote on it. And it's kind of split, but what does it say? Oh, Pendanon. He says, my trust is in the elven army, not this child. She is your flesh and blood. My vote will be yours, my king. Cast it well. And of course, the king, Eventide, does cast it for his granddaughter. And then it is decided then, Amberly shall go before the Elcris. This council is adjourned. And at this point, it says pain and disbelief mirrored in Ander Elisindil's eyes as he stared after his brother. A breach had been opened that would not be closed again. So now you've got brother against brother. They weren't, very close to begin with. They already have different dispositions. But this is the first time that I felt a little bit with Ander that he had some feelings in all of this. And I think his feelings were hurt.
Yeah, I agree. Partially having to do with the fact that, his brother is evidently the favorite. So, it's kind of like, well, hold on. I wasn't really given the consideration, but I think he was happy to see Amberly as well. Yeah. But he's always going to play second fiddle to his brother, the next of kin, so to speak.
Yeah. Well, no, wait, am I getting this wrong? Yeah, because it was Ander. Yeah.
Because Ander is the younger brother and Arian is the older brother next in line for the throne,
yes.
I think. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Ander is the nerd. The brother is the jock.
Okay. Yeah, I got it there. Yeah. It's sad.
Yeah. I feel like Ander is the more compassionate and the kinder of the two brothers.
Yeah. And I don't know. Maybe I like happy endings. So I hope that this brother thing gets sorted out, that the two of them can work it out.
Me too.
So in any case, as I continue on, Al-Anon is like, okay, let's go ahead and go up to the Elk Creek. She's like, no, you said I was going to be able to get some rest. He's like, no, 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 no. We got to do this. And she's like, I'm tired, Druid. I'm tired and need to sleep. I cannot do this thing now. So you're starting to see she's, I don't know, she's just really almost at her breaking point. And sometimes that's just how you are when you haven't slept. And then finally she's like, is it truly necessary that I go to the tree tonight? And he goes, yes, it is. And then finally she just goes, okay, I will. So this is a chapter where I like I said, I felt all those emotions blowing up between the brothers, between Elventine and the other elves. But I really am, I don't know, Amberly, she just keeps, how do I say this?
She whines.
Oh no, Steve. I was about ready to say I completely relate to her.
See, I'm very torn on her. So at times I'm like, you know what? Good for her for standing up for herself. But then at other times it's like, okay, do you really have to fight everyone on everything all the time? So I get where she's coming from a lot of the time, but then sometimes it's just, it feels like she's just constantly being stubborn and, fighting back. And, it's like, do you not understand what is happening here? Did you not see with the demons, like what kind of trouble the world is in and the danger that everyone is being put in the longer that this continues to go and the more that the Elcris dies?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
It's kind of like, yeah, you have a chance to save the world, and then she goes, but what about me?
yeah, I'm not happy because then she has another moment too. And I'm just like, man, this woman, like, sometimes, and I know it sucks. I know you're tired. I get it. But, have you not seen the patterns of everything that you guys have gone through and what's going to happen if you don't do what needs to be done?
Yeah. But I can relate to her frustration being that, she didn't choose this. So it's not fair.
Yeah. And I understand that aspect as well. But I feel like she honestly does have a good heart. She's just stubborn. I'm like, stop it.
Yeah. Okay. I can kind of relate to that because maybe she just needs to suck it up.
Yeah, because like, when you think about like characters like, Frodo in Lord of the Rings, it's like, well, he didn't choose it, but you know what? He realizes, it kind of was chosen for me and I have to do what has to be done to save the world, whether I like it or not.
Yeah,
Mhm.
even in this series, Shay and Flick
Yeah,
and Will, who's right next to her, he doesn't have to be there.
exactly.
He shows up to keep her safe.
They're both there because of who their grandfathers were. And I think that's an interesting point, that we kind of forget sometimes. But, they're both there because of who they are, what family they were born into. So it's not only happening to her, and I understand that she has a tough task, but Will has to be there as well. I mean, he's a peaceful man and he's a healer. All he wanted to do was help people, and he got drug out of that to help her and to protect her. And I feel like sometimes she doesn't appreciate it and she kind of goes after him a little bit too hard. But at the same time, yeah, when he was getting too distracted with the rovers, it's like, snap out of it. But, she forgets it's not just you making sacrifices.
Okay. All right. I can relate to that. Yeah. But I can understand, when you're tired.
Yeah. And you're
I
like, I'm
know.
dead on my feet. I'm done.
Yeah. I'm
So I do
done.
get that.
You said I got a day of rest, you bastard. Oh boy, you don't mess with a woman's sleep. Oh, Keely Chow is here. Thank you for popping in. Always great to see you. What's going on? We're talking about the Elfstones of Shannara. The Elfstones of Shannara. And we just finished chapter 18. Alrighty. Anything else before we move on to chapter 19? Going once, going twice. We are sold.
Oh,
we are on.
we were introduced to Crispin.
No, that's in the next chapter.
Oh, my bad.
I was like, wait, what?
It's like, how
thought he was
dare
at the
you?
council.
I'm
No, he
going to
was at
kick
the-
you from my chat.
He was at the council.
Oh, well,
But they didn't really mention too much about him.
yeah, I
guess,
mean,
'cause,
he's
yeah,
there. Okay. All right, fair point to you, Steek. He's there with his face expressionless. And he voted with Ander. Okay. But I guess I just registered him more in the next chapters where he becomes more important, and he's that horrible character on the cover of the book, or rather the horrible rendition of him in the book. All right. So we will be seeing him in a little bit. Next chapter, chapter 19, they go out to the Elcris. Yes, they do. And for the first time, Amberly sees for herself that the horrible state that the Elcris is in, and she's definitely very moved about what she is seeing. And she's like, is she hurting? And they're like, girl, she's dying, for feck's sake. Her life is ending. Her time is nothing done. She's like, can there be nothing done for her? And Elrond's like, yeah, and it's going to be done by you. Okay. So maybe there's a little bit of feeling towards Amberly. It's like, come on, girl, get your crap together. Hildalore says, when characters are stubborn in times, it's like life and death situation, and it's bigger than them and pretty much everyone. It's so irritating. Just suck it up and get it on with it, damn it. Oh, okay. All right. Sentiment. I can understand. And Will's thinking, what is it about the Elcris that is frightening her so much? And obviously, it's what she saw before when she was spending more time with the Elcris than other people. However, I don't know if Will knows this at this time, now that I'm thinking about it. That could have been just information that was passed over to Ander. But in any case, she is remembering the touch of the Elcris, and for her, it was not a pleasant experience, and she shudders. And then we don't see quite exactly what happens, but we get one point of view when the tree, a ragged branch, dips downward and wraps gently about her shoulders and says her name, and at that point she begins to cry. So maybe that's part of what's also been going on, that there is something so traumatizing going on that she knows that she is entering, and that, but she finally had to do it.
Yeah, and we know she spoke to the tree before she left.
Mm-hmm.
So odds are Amberly knows something the others don't.
Yeah.
See, that was kind of my thought process, and I have a feeling that that's part of the reason why she left, or why she kind of burned her bridges there. It's because, like, no, I don't want part of this, or she knows something's wrong, or, I just didn't know, but I just felt like, since, what was his name, Lauren, at the beginning, said
Yes.
that the tree talked to her, like, more than anyone else. So she had to know something.
Yeah. Actually, I brought that while you were off. I mentioned that, and I'm not sure that Will knew that. Now that I'm thinking about it,
No, he didn't. Alanon knew.
Alanon did know.
Probably. Because Alanon spoke to the tree as well.
Oh, you're right.
Yes. Because the druids can speak to the tree, or the tree can speak to the druids.
Hmm. And who knows? Maybe that's also why Al-Anon has been so compassionate towards her. That he understands, but he's still insistent.
Because he knows what's at stake, Al-Anon has been around for like hundreds of years, and he knows what's at stake. He knows how serious this can get, and he understands that this stuff's got to be done.
Mm-hmm.
No matter how scary, no matter how risky, it's worse if it doesn't happen.
Correct. Jacob Ironside. Oh, this is a good point. Jacob Ironside says, remember Amberly did say that elf magic affects different people in different ways.
That's true. She did say that.
So it's all connected. And meanwhile, we don't get to see what happens with Amberly after that point, but we go back to Al-Anon and Will, where Al-Anon reveals the reason why he lied and said we're going to go in a day, and then went right now because he knows there's a spy in the court, but he doesn't know who it is. So he doesn't know about the changeling. And he says, and then Will's like, why did you tell the elves at the High Council so much? If there is a spy, isn't there a good possibility he may discover everything that was said at this meeting? And he goes, a very good possibility. In fact, I intend to make certain that he does. He's hoping it'll give them a small advantage, I guess, by putting them off the timeline. And then Al-Anon also says, but you're going to have to be patient for a little while longer. But then he goes, don't say anything of this to Amberly. She is frightened enough as it is. Let this remain a secret between you and me. So, gosh darn it. And then Amberly shows up, and she's all, Al-Anon, and she's crying and all that. And the druid saw that she was on the verge of collapsing. He reached out for her, and she's all crying. Finally, she whispers to him, you were right. Clasped hands came away from the folds of her robe and slowly opened, nestled in her palms like a perfectly formed silver white stone was the seed of the Alcris.
Yeah, the wood had spilled the seed all over her hands, and she cried.
Yes, Stieg. Wow.
What? That's what happened.
Yes, it was. Snail Messiah says, a guy telling a woman you were right should give her enough energy to complete the quest. Actually, you're not wrong there, Snail Messiah. Snail Messiah. Yes, happy ending. Hildlore says, is it just me or does a character cry a lot? I know it's a girl, but still. Well, maybe it's her time of month. They should give her some chocolate.
Like, they make her sound really young, but I don't think they really tell you her age in the book. So I'm assuming late teens, early 20s. So maybe she's just really emotional and she feels like she's too young for this crap.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think that the chosen people do tend to be the young ones. Zax is heading out. Head out. Have a great Saturday. You do as well, Zax. Thank you for hopping by. It's always good to see you. And folks, check out some of his material on his channel. He has some really cool stuff going on. And by the way, please subscribe to everyone in our chat. Very cool things happening on YouTube right now. Yeah, I relate to Amberly. What can I say? But at least something happened, because we from the beginning of the book, we knew that we had to find out where the Blackfire, the Safeway, and all of those things were going to be, and we knew that we had to get a chosen one to get the seed. So now that the only chosen one has the seed, we can now move forward with our quest, and I like that. They've got all the materials.
Basically, all the introductions have been done.
Mhm.
Still a couple of characters left to show up, though.
Mhm.
One really important one, and three necessary ones, maybe.
Ah, well, okay. Well, I look forward to it. Well, and we're going to see more of Crispus or Crispin or whatever his name is.
Yeah, Crispin.
Crispin. Okay, I'm going to put a name tag on him right now. All righty. And then this is a bit of a leaving chapter. We get to chapter 20. The
And
final chapter.
this was ominous.
Oh, hell yes.
Yeah.
So I was moved when Eventine and Amberly were hugging and saying goodbye. And she
Yeah.
goes, I love you, grandfather. I missed you. He nodded into her shoulder, stroking her hair. I said, what has happened is behind us, Amberly. Forgotten. There will be no more harsh words between us. This is your home. I want you here with me, with your family.
Oh,
No.
so sweet.
But then she tells him about the seed. She has given to me her seed and all of that. And I don't know. It's sad. I'm just sad about the whole situation. What can I say? And then he goes, sorry, Al-Anon's like, I'm sending Will, Omsford, etc. And you alone can restore the forbidding. So, no pressure here once again. And he also points out, I know where safe hold lies, and it is Wilder Run. Now, is that on our normal map? Let me see.
Yes.
Okay, let me
It's on
bring up.
the. It's called the Wild Run. It's on the Westerland map.
Okay, let me bring that one up. And oops, the Wilder Run. Gosh darn it. All right. I'm going to share this, and I think I'm going to need to. Yeah, so here's the big one, and let me go to. There we are. So there it is. The Wilder. Yeah, Wilder Run with an R. It's underneath the Grimpen Ward, the Whistle Ridge, the Shroud Ship, the Spires Reach, the Hallows. There's the Rockspur Mountains. So here we are in Aberlon. They've got to go all the way through here. But we also learned that they don't find out exactly where it is within there. He just was able to narrow it down to find the blood fire.
I think that's cool though, because from what he says, the Elchris remembers the old world before it was destroyed with all the wars. So it's remembering the old layouts of all the lands and basically pointing her into that direction, because Elchris hasn't seen what it looks like since. So for him to be able to figure that out, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, and we know from one of the visions that it's in a maze-like cave system under a tall peak.
Oh.
And there's a tall peak right there in the middle.
Oh,
No.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we like maps. I agree. So that's where we're headed. And then before they head out, because it has to be done in secret, they go ahead and give them into the care of Captain Crispin. It says only Crispin will be aware of your mission. He and the elven hunters under his command will go with you as far as you need them. All have been instructed that no harm is to befall you, and they are to do whatever is necessary to protect you. So there we are. We have Captain Crispin.
Yeah.
So, and then Eventine's like, well, do they know exactly what happened to the other chosen? Because they were torn apart, mangled beyond recognition. I don't tell this to frighten you more, Amberly. Whatever it was that killed them has been roaming the surrounding country, systematically destroying everything and everyone it encounters. Over 50 elves have died, ripped apart. An entire elven patrol was waylaid and destroyed.
And this is where we know he's mixing them up, because the changeling killed the chosen.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever's in the woods killing the others is not the changeling.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, so it's
because the changeling is snooping around somewhere in the palace.
That's true. Yeah, well, and he even says they called it a reaper.
Yeah.
And the reason why he's telling them, I guess, just to let them know what it is they're facing, but it's like,
Yeah.
if I wasn't frightened enough to begin with, now I am.
Yeah, good for morale.
Right? It's like, woohoo, we still have the Reaper to look forward to. Yay.
Well, the home guard, which Crispin is the leader of, is the elite. They're
the Navy SEALs?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. That's why I don't like the picture of him on the cover. I think it doesn't make him look as badass as he should be.
In the TV show, he had a leather jacket.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
And a female was in charge of the guards. It was not even in the book.
Oh,
black female, of course.
Well, again, I've got no problem with strong women, but I don't like replacing. I don't like.
Oh, they didn't replace. They just added.
Oh, added.
It's just there as a prop.
Oh, I see. Okay, I misunderstood. All right, so in any case, then once again, he's all, okay, you're leaving tomorrow. And she's like, dang it, we haven't slept in 2 days. And I do relate a little bit to that, because also when you haven't slept, you can make mistakes. He's like, sorry, but the quicker you're gone from here will be the better your chances. Then she goes, I want to see my mother before I leave. He's like, that is not a good idea. Then she loses it a little bit. You seem to think you have the final say in whatever I wish to do, Druid. You don't. I want to see my mother. And there was an unpleasant moment of silence. They kind of went back and forth. He goes, as you wish. He says, now you must sleep while you can. We must go. So... And then Eventide goes, I'm sorry Arian spoke so harshly at the council. He apologized, looking as if he had something more to say, but could not. I think in time he will come to understand as I did. And then he regrets that he's so old. And they were all kind of crying and saying goodbye. Again, this is just very sad. Very, very sad. But check this out. Will reaches down to pet the dog. and the dog, Manx, gave a low, briefly audible growl of warning. Unfriendly beast, the Veil Man thought to himself. He returned to the others. They all said goodbye. Then, with Amberly beside him, Will followed Alanon back through the 4-link window into the night. Dun, dun, dun. So, something's up with that doggy.
Or maybe something's up with Will.
Yeah.
Oh.
Something told me that, like, maybe that's an impersonator, like the changeling was Will. Or impersonated Will, and Will's, like, locked up somewhere or whatnot. But if the changeling had gotten to him, he probably would have killed him. So
Yeah, that would mean Will's dead.
Or something's happened to Will with the Elfstones. All kinds of possibilities.
Oh, and he doesn't like the smell of what his soul is becoming.
Or the dog's evil. All
Yeah.
kinds of possibilities there.
Okay, well, nothing's thrown in there without a good reason, so there's something going on. Okay, well, as we wrap up the book discussion portion of this, is there anything you all want to add, share, be concerned about, hate?
I don't know about yeah, like necessarily hate, but the demons are hateful. There's that, but definitely feel like something's either wrong with the dog or Will. But it was nice to see that when Amberly reunited with her grandfather, even though he kicked and screamed the whole time until she got there, he was so happy to see her. And yeah, I hope that Al-Anon can get her to run because she was very stubborn. I want to go see my mom before I go. So it's like, but you don't really have time to have a family reunion, Amberly. The world's kind of in trouble right now, so you need to get your butt into gear. So I'm curious as to how that's going to go, and I'm curious as to how the aspect between her and Will is going to go, because, you know, I feel like Will feels more purposed than she does, and he feels like, you know, this is important and this is what he needs to do, and I don't feel like she feels like that so much. I could be wrong. So I'm curious to see how that's going to develop and grow, because we still do have quite some time to go. So I'm very interested to see what's next.
Okay. How about you, Steek?
No, well, I know where it goes in broad strokes because it's been a while. But I think if you guys like the ominousness of the chapters today, it's just going to escalate. Because there's still a problem with the demons coming through as well.
Oh gosh, yes.
But isn't the changeling and the reaper, aren't they types of demons or no?
Yeah, they're kind of individuals.
Yeah. Because I felt like these were creatures that kind of sprang out of the tree or were able to escape imprisonment, just like the Furies. That's kind of where my mind went with it. And if it doesn't get fixed, then it's just going to get worse and worse, and more is going to come through.
Yeah, they were basically the more powerful, except for the changeling, which the main one had dragged with them, kind of.
Okay.
Well, there we go. Things are going to suck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to get worse before it gets better.
Yeah.
Sorry, Teresa.
I know. Well, but that's the thing. You have to do that to keep the story moving forward. And I do like the way the story is moving forward. And as we said earlier, we're at a point where they can, how do I say this? They're at a point where they've got everything they need. And I feel like maybe we're going into the second part of this story, that like if this was broken out into books, for example, this would be the end of the first book and we'd be going into the second.
Oh yeah, well said.
2 out of 3, I would say.
Okay.
Which makes sense. We're a third through the book.
Correct. Alrighty. Well, I am looking at the next chapters. We have some options. We could go to up to through chapter 28. So we could start on 21. So basically do 8 chapters. That would be 90 pages. Or we could stop at 7 chapters, and that would be stopping at 283. So that'd be 70 chapters. Or we could stop at 6 chapters at chapter 26 with 60 pages. What do y'all think?
I'd say, what was it, 7 or 8?
Yeah, if we're doing if we do 8 chapters, it'll be 90 pages.
Yeah, I say the one below that.
Okay, so we'll
7?
do up to 27. So we'll do 7 chapters.
I think that's a good compromise. I feel
Yeah.
like 90 is a lot. So
Yeah.
yeah, definitely 6 or 7 for me. So I can do 7.
Alrighty, so we will do chapter 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, and 27. Set 27 for 7. There we are. So that is what we will be doing for next week. I feel like I know I'm looking forward to getting to know Captain Crispin and seeing what other things this bastard's going to throw at us. Terry Brooks, I hate you, but I love you. I mean, it's good stuff.
Good writing, just frustrating parts of the book.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
The frustrating bits though do have a,
Payoff?
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, and that's the thing too. I mean, he doesn't leave us too long in it either. That's also a difference. He gives us little reprieves.
Yeah. We get little happy moments.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I liked just Eventine, just the way that they were able to.
I will say he got saved for me because when they kind of portrayed him kind of hostile earlier in this book towards Amberly, and I was like, that's not the Eventine I remember. What the hell? So
Yeah.
I really wasn't a fan at first. At the beginning of the book, I'm like, what happened to him? Did he just get old and cranky? But because they portrayed him as very very prestigious yet very kind and sympathetic in the first one. So I was just like, that's weird, but I think he was just hurt and bitter looking back. So he was very happy to see Amberly, and he was very kind and very caring with his granddaughter, and it was so sweet.
Yeah. Well, now he understands why she was afraid. She didn't know what was going to be coming, or maybe she knew, but she didn't know that all the chosen were all going to be killed and that she was the only one.
Yeah.
So good stuff. Good stuff. Yes. And then we will be taking a break the following week for reasons. So we'll definitely be doing 8 chapters for that, because I think with the extra 2 weeks, that'll be something that we can do. Let me make sure I've got my dates correct. Yeah, because today's the 26th. The next one is going to be the 3rd, correct? So then we're going to skip the 10th and maybe return on the 17th. But we will not be doing. I can tell you this now: we're not going to be doing Christmas Eve.
That's Christmas Eve. I don't want to. Simple as that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's totally fair. I mean, holidays coming up. Things are going to get a little hectic. So
that actually means the next one will be New Year's Eve.
Yeah, I'm a little more open to New Year's Eve, but I'm also aware that there's also stuff going on there too. So maybe we'll talk about that before we get there.
Yeah, so basically, for the most part, we have 2 left this year.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah, so we're not going to finish by the end of this year.
No.
Early in January, we will. So I'll definitely be reading maybe one of my Conan books or that Western Willer, Tess Willer. No,
Morgan Kane.
yeah, Solomon
Morgan.
Morgan Kane. Gosh darn it, I've got too many Kanes. And then there's Solomon Kane. Yes, Morgan Kane. Yeah. Oh wait, Tex Willer. That's a comic.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. Or I'm probably saying the wrong name. Alrighty. New Year's Eve drunk chat. Woo. No. Well,
Ian, I don't know, man.
Yeah. I've been on one of those, and yeah, I was sober. Others weren't.
yeah.
The stream was made private pretty fucking fast afterwards.
Yeah.
I imagine so.
Drinking and streaming do not go well together. Morgan Freeman, no. Oh, his other account's back. Okay. That's the one I know. Oh, boy. Well, anything else y'all want to yap about? Get off your chest?
I don't know.
I'm feeling very ambivalent.
Is it okay if I talk about what's happening in a couple weeks?
Oh, yeah. You're the one that
Okay.
I don't want to talk. I
Oh,
didn't
no,
want to
it's
talk about it. You know, if you didn't want to talk about it, go for it. Like I said,
Okay.
this is the free for all. Let's put it up here. There we go.
So I am getting married on Friday, December 9th. So the weekend of the 9th, 10th, 11th will be honeymoon time. But yeah, very excited. Everything's fine. Everything's falling into place, but it's been a really busy and hectic time. Just got some finishing touches on the wardrobe part of everything yesterday, but it was a late night. But yeah, very excited, but very hectic time at the same time. So
Yay. So that's why we're going to be skipping that weekend. Yeah. So are you going to actually, this doesn't make sense because you don't have your last name, but are you going to change his name, change your name, or are you going to?
Oh yes.
Oh, okay.
We will
Not that
be
I know
a
what it
one-man
is.
household.
It's like, are you going to be one of those feminists? It's like,
No.
dang, it's like, dang it, if I'm getting the ring, I'm getting the name too.
Yeah, I'm not into the whole dash thing, but I'll explain to you the other part of that in private. But
Yeah, no problem.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
People are saying congratulations.
Aw,
They're saying
thank you.
congratulations. Me too, Rennie. Okay. Oh yeah. Oh, you're getting married too. What a coincidence!
I know, that's so funny.
Snorta Poopa says, "Happy, happy. Name the kid after me." Rennie Lethbridge. Okay. I hope that's not the real name. He's in
Yes.
It is.
It is.
Oh my gosh, Tyra. Okay, well, he's
wow,
here for you.
Teresa.
Sorry?
No, nothing.
Was I loud?
No. Not for me anyways.
Yeah. Well, you'll have to take it up with him. Okay, maybe Rennie will not be getting married. Breaking news on Miss Martin Muses. Okay, everyone's saying congratulations, happy day. Snail Beside says, I wouldn't want to put the curse of my last name on another person, especially a person I love. She can keep hers and I'll keep mine. Oh. Well, if you're not marrying someone from your country, she would definitely mispronounce it. And it would make you cringe. He says, oh man, now I have to change my name. Well, so it's your fault. For that and for liking cricket.
That's right.
Speaking of which, I know that Timon had kept us updated on the French match. I'm assuming that was the final score. Let me look that up.
I think
Clobberin time?
2-1.
2-1. Okay.
I think so.
Yeah. That's what it was. Previously. And Cobburn Times, congrats, beautiful Rennie.
Aw.
Stop.
Thank you guys.
Oh, okay. Sam Messiah, nope. My last name sounds like Doorman, which was a joy when I worked as a bouncer in Greenland. Yeah, Clobby. Okay, I guess that's a nickname for Clobberin Times. Yeah, thank you for being here. Great to see you. And yeah, everyone's being all happy. What's
Aw.
wrong with people being happy? Yeah.
Happy haters. No, just
Yeah.
kidding.
No, I think it's great. But check this out. You were a bouncer in Greenland? What the hell? That's
Right?
What were you
Dang.
doing in Greenland?
Tossing Eskimos.
Oh no, gosh,
Oh
no.
no.
Or polar bears. I don't know. Do they have polar bears in Greenland? I don't know. You'd have to let me know, Snortopoopus. Do y'all ever travel that? Does your iceberg ever reach Greenland? Oh my gosh. Yeah. Well, that's good. You know what I mean, Rennie. I didn't want to say something that wasn't my business to say.
Oh no, you're totally fine. I just didn't want to use your channel to announce my news and be like, "Hey, this is my channel." What the hell? No.
Are you kidding me? I said free for all.
I know. I just think it's sweet, but it's like sometimes you'll have like not you personally, but you'll have these channels where they have a total ball hog, and it's like, I don't want to do that. This is her channel. She's always so sweet to me, so I don't want to, do her dirty.
Yeah. No. So I don't care.
Well, thank you, Teresa.
Yeah. As long as you don't go psycho on me. Yeah.
Nah.
Tommy, don't worry. I won't be happy. I will remain angry. Oh, according to Boosh, there are polar bears. Oh, and Snortopoopus has confirmed it. There are polar bears in Greenland. Stieg has earned your respect, LOL. Okay.
I'm not in Greenland.
Maybe you threw a bear so hard, or a polar bear so hard it landed in Greenland?
Yeah. I think he's referring to the other tossing that will probably erase what channel I have. Snail Messiah says, there are polar bears in Greenland, yes. My family on my mother's side are Greenland Inuit. Uh-oh, Stieg. I lived with my grandmother, worked as chief of security for a larger complex of bars and stuff. Well, I'll be damned. Small world.
Yeah.
What do they speak in Greenland?
Inuit.
Yeah. It's polar bears in mountains. I know that. I've seen the mountains of Greenland tons of time because when you go to Germany or France, they go up and around over Greenland and come down, and also when you go to Iceland. And sometimes you can see even icebergs from the sky if you have a very clear night. That's always pretty cool. They speak Greenlandic. Oh, I did not know that there was an actual language. Okay. Oh gosh, Snail Messiah said, I did toss one Inuit about 4 meters. I didn't know I could toss 70 kilograms that far. I was surprised. He was surprised. Okay, good. No one took offense. Wow. In Denmark, they speak Danish. Coincidence? I think not. Well, I didn't know if some places do develop their own languages over there. Like even like some islands, I know, like the Faroe Islands or something, have a different language but they're all from the same family, if I'm correct. Snortopoopus Kubera says, polar bears can be found across the Arctic from Alaska and Canada to Russia, Greenland, and Svalbard. Some have even migrated to Florida.
Well, Greenland is part of Denmark.
Oh, duh. Of course it is.
Yeah, which makes Denmark pretty damn big.
Yes. Yeah, Svalbard, that's where they have all those seeds.
Yeah, that's yeah. They have the seed vault. That's part of Norway.
Yeah. Yeah. So you see has all the seeds. Yes, Snail will say it's and I think they speak Icelandic. I like the practicality of it. I think that's the Germanic roots of these languages. It's very practical. I think the most ancient one is the one spoke Faroese, or is it Icelandic? One of the two is the
Uh,
least
uh,
evolved.
yeah, I think it's the Icelandic.
Icelandic, yeah.
Well, I don't know. The Icelandic is the closest you'll get to Old Norse, though.
Yeah. Everybody Google. But I remember researching that when I went to Iceland. And I can confirm I cannot understand or read a darn thing in Icelandic, but I can read in like Norwegian or uh, Swedish because it looks kind of Germanish. I mean, I can read a few words. I can't actually read it because it's still pretty different. Icelandic is closest to Old Norse. Snorpooper said Icelandic and Faroese, I hope I am pronouncing it correctly, are the closest to Old Norse. Yeah. Yeah, I know that those two are very closely connected. I almost once wanted to go to the Faroe Islands just so I could say I'd been there. Because there's obviously not a lot there. Old Norse is reconstructed 11th century.
That's cool.
Yeah. Well, it's fascinating because obviously people didn't travel the way they do now. So that's how we get dialects that are so starkly different in even a very small area. I keep saying that in Ireland, in Irish, that the Irish you would speak in Cork is astronomically different than the Irish that you would speak in Dublin, even though it's a very, very small country, but people just didn't travel. And so they developed that. And especially if you got an island, you're hanging out there. I don't know, like the Faroe Islands. Is that just one of the places, Steve, where they just stopped? The Vikings went there because you know how they kind of hung out in Iceland. Was that the same way there?
Maybe, I don't know.
Maybe. No, I don't know either. I'm going to Google it. Sorry, I put you on the spot. You know more about this than I do, but and of course Neil Messiah does as well. I think it's cool. I think it's fascinating and all that. And of course, when you're talking Irish, those languages from the same family, especially with Scottish, there's a lot of similarities. Like even sometimes when on Outlander, when they're talking in the native Scottish language, there's a few words I can pick out. Old Norse is a cool language. Yes. Snorterpoopit says, when the Little Ice Age hit circa 1300, Iceland and Greenland became more isolated. Oh my gosh.
Oh, that was a cool pun.
Yes. Oh gosh, no.
Very cold delivery.
Heyo.
Okay, I am not going to try to pronounce this because I will butcher it, but it says, listen to this word by Wardruna and you can hear Old Norse. If I were to use it using English pronunciation, I would go Veluspa, but I'm sure that is incorrect. All right, I'll give it a go. I'm sure it's beautiful. The Tyrone says the Leth bridges descend from the Vikings, not so much the beer. Yes, I am very clearly descended too. Oh, they're petting the good bear. Oh, okay, good. And that story was chilling. Oh my gosh. Snuffles. Oh, and yeah, please follow me on Twitter and everyone else too. Though Twitter is more evil than life itself, I do try to put out some happy things. And please also follow my fellow guests.
Oh yeah, I'm a bundle of joy on Twitter.
Gosh.
Yes, you really are.
Well, Well, it's good when you do bring some joy when you do those
Yeah.
things about people sharing their books, and you can always find new books. A lot of people have said they found books from those suggestions. Oh no, Snortapoopa says beards are descended from the chins.
Hmm.
Wow.
Oh dear.
Everyone's a comedian. Snail Messiah says, also, if you're into Old Norse, go check out Jackson Crawford. He's an Old Norse specialist. Ah. Yeah. Yeah, good one. Yeah, everyone's a comedian. Well, Tyrone, I owe you an apology. Maybe I need to do a stream sometime about cricket for the rest of us, where you could explain to me why cricket is okay. I don't know. I don't get cricket. I understand the skill involved, but I do know it's huge. In Australia and England, and I know they used to play it in Ireland. Where else do they play cricket? Oh, I can talk to that for days. Okay, because I don't want to be one of those ignorant people, because I get a little annoyed when people are like, soccer is just, people just kicking the ball and standing around and they never scored. It sucks. But so I guess I don't.
Cricket is very big in India.
India?
Yes,
Oh,
it
okay.
is.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Because like I said, it could be my ignorance coming through. It probably is my ignorance. So I will admit that. So that's why I would want to, I would want to do that. Jacob says, he's talking to Snail. Say, I listened to the reading of Beowulf in Old Norse. Oh, that's pretty cool. Hail the Lord says, cricket is okay. I know a little. Yep. Sri Lanka, India, South Africa, West Indies. Uh-huh.
A lot of, basically old colonies.
Yeah. Makes sense. Well, there we go. Maybe that'll be my next thing. We'll all stay in touch, because I do enjoy being explained things I don't understand.
You actually like mansplaining.
I do like mansplaining. There's nothing wrong with it, but I would rather call it maybe cricket splaining, or when Timon was helping me out on the other stream, the football splaining, because I have had women on. I had Lady Gravemaster for the Wheel of Time, and Mara was on the Snyder Cut one. Oh, these are fighting words. All the colony, says Tyrone Beard. Scotland tries, but is shite. Wow. Hey, if it's not Scottish, it's crap. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this party. I have some animals I'm helping out, some family members, 4 cats and a dog.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh,
So the
sounds like an
cats look
odd
after
family.
themselves. I'm sorry?
I said it sounds like an odd family.
Yeah. It's funny. Well, the cats look after themselves for the most part, but dang, dogs are like having a 3-year-old.
Yeah.
And I mean, though he's really this week been taking to me, because of course I don't have my own dog, so I enjoy being around him and just give him belly rubs all day. So he's just all for it now. So he's going to be a terror once I leave.
Ruh-roh.
Yeah, but he's so daggone cute, and he sleeps with me too, and he cuddles up in the blanket, and I let him take the blanket. I'm spoiling him. Snortapoopa Scoober, proud to be an ungrateful colonial, where at least I know I'm free. Neil the Lord says, yeah, I discovered you because of Lady Greymaster. Oh, lovely. Oh, fudge. Sorry, I knocked something over. Yes. Thank you very much. Yeah, we love Lady Gravemaster here, and yeah, she makes an odd appearance now and then, and Um, just Saturday mornings are a very busy day. Snow. Oh, Jack. Oh, they're talking about Jackson Crawford or stuff. Yeah. All right. Well, Rennie, what you got coming up besides getting married?
The stream here next Saturday. Other than that, I don't feel like I have too much going on, but if something comes up, I'll definitely post it on my Twitter or whatnot. But yeah, just chilling with you guys.
Oh, okay. And Steve?
I don't know. Don't think so. Yeah, well, I'm doing a top 10 with Mara next week. The top 10 buddy movies.
Yeah, on Jade Shadow's channel. And is that going to be on Wednesday?
Wednesday or Tuesday.
Wednesday or Tuesday. Okay, so stay tuned to Stieg or Mara's Twitter for updates about that. Or if you haven't subscribed, please do so. And if there's someone, one of my mods could go ahead and give Jade Shadow's link in the chat, I would appreciate that. She's got some really good content about lots of things, but these top 10s are always loads of fun. And again, people get to share what they also like in the chat, so you can find lots of things to talk about. Boosh says, I don't remember who I met first. You're all first in my book. Well, that's very kind. Thank you. Oh, they're talking about his voice. Okay. Oh, they're talking about Jackson Crawford. Well, and you can find me here at Miss Martin Muses, where I talk about what makes me laugh, makes me cry, makes me happy, makes me sad, or just really ticks me off. I might be doing some musings this week. I'll be back home, so might go live a little bit for those. I also have a series I've started on House of the Dragon, looking at the Fire and Blood work, rather. Some of the source material that they used for the show. So please stay tuned. I have the first one up about just the actual sources. They are unreliable sources and who these unreliable sources are. Jacob Ironside says, Teresa, I found your channel through Stieg. I thank you. Jacob Ironside. Oh, always a fun stream, Teresa. Later, all Tyrone and Renee. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. Aww. Oh, he's clapping for you. Got you, because you're getting married.
That's so sweet. No, I think it's sweet. He's always nice to all of us.
Yay. Yeah. I just thought he was thanking Tyrone for being on the stream. And I'm like, well, no. Well. Sword Poop Scuber says, I first encountered MMM on Father Miller's stream, where we all have to behave. Yes. Sometimes, though, we find a way to sneak in a few things. But yeah. No cursing is allowed. Hail the Lord. This was awesome. Hail, I'll see you guys later. Have a great day. Thank you. Thank you. Father Miller just asked for or maybe it was Odin's, where we have to behave, sort of. Perhaps, sort of, Poopus. Well, Odin sometimes shows up on Father Miller's streams. Yeah, today was a fun one. Like I said, we were talking about World War II as Father Sinatra and Father Miller. So it's always good to see you in the chat there as well. Well, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the stream. Thank you for everyone being here. Jacob, sort of, Poopus. Hail the Lord, Boosh, Snail Messiah. See, Zax was here earlier. Tyrone, congratulations. We have Tommy was here. Thank you, Tommy. Also, let me see. We had the bacon. The bacon was brought to us, Clobbering Times. And I think I got most of them. If I forgot anyone, it is not personal. I really appreciate you all. This is, again, one of the most fun chats around. I love the way that you all interact and talk and contribute, and it's always good to see you. It's a great way to start off the weekend. So have a great day, everyone. Have a great day, and be certain. Wait a second. Give me a second. Oh, have a great day, everyone. Have a great day, and be certain to shave your mustache before the wedding.
And make sure the seed from the wood gets into your hands.